What's up, guys? Our good friends from Game Time are back with the channel, and we're so excited about it. And hey, what a time for them to come back on, and what a time for us to have a Game Time offer for you, because right now the baseball season is in full effect. And who doesn't love enjoying America's game? Well, with the Game Time app, you can enjoy America's game and save money while doing it. So go to the Game Time app right now. Sign up using my promo code DCTV. We'll give you $20 off of your first purchase. Now, it is baseball season and we all love baseball, but Game Time is not limited to just baseball. You can do anything: concerts, comedy shows, basketball, mixed martial arts. Get tickets to anything by using the Game Time app. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with the Game Time app. Download it right now. Create an account. Use my promo code DCTV for $20 off of your first purchase. Again, guys, go and download the Game Time app. Use my promo code DCTV when you create an account, and we'll give you $20 off of your first purchase. Welcome back, Game Time. We love you guys. We've missed you. All right, guys, I'm back. And you know what I was thinking about the other day? As I get ready to do videos, as I'm living my life, I'm surrounded by people that I care about, but at times, them and their people will display behaviors unbecoming of the people associated with me. I am talking about Luis. All Copa America, Luis is from the country Uruguay. So I've been having to deal with him boasting and bragging about the success the team has had over the course of the Copa America. But then I watched Uruguay fight in the stands, and I thought to myself, Luis, you got to be careful. I don't want to be associated with that behavior. I left that back in 2014 with John Jones. I get it. High emotions. But come on. I mean, Luis, some people can't control themselves. Now, one person that is having trouble controlling himself is one of my guys. One of my guys that said to us he was about to retire, or he was thinking about retiring. And that's Dustin Poirier. But Dustin Poirier, since saying that he was thinking about walking away from the sport, has had a ton to say. And he's got a lot of people in his crossfires or crosshairs. Dustin Poirier fought last month, lost his lightweight championship fight, said, this might be it for me. I saw him at International Fight Week. I asked him if he was ready to walk away. You could see inside of him that there's a lot there. The fire still burns inside the diamond. He goes, I don't know, man. He came on the good guy, bad guy with me in jail. Fans ask questions. They ask him about a fight. He goes, only big things would get him to do it. Well, for a guy that seems to be I might be done with this, he's got a lot to say. This week he fired shots at Michael Chandler. This week he fired shots at Conor McGregor. This week, Dustin Poirier, again, for a guy that says he might be ready to walk away, is chatting. So he told Ariel Helwani this.
Who the is we? You just got here, buddy. You're not one of us. You're not we. I've been here, you know? Come on, dude. We are good. Who's we? You know, welcome to the UFC, dude. You got one win in the UFC. He's speaking for the lightweight division?
Right.
Dude, Muscle McMike needs to chill.
You could hear in Dustin Poirier, you could tell that Dustin Poirier takes offense to Michael Chandler almost putting himself on the same level as him and all the guys that have been around the UFC for as long as he has. He doesn't like that. It's almost territorial in a sense that he's going, we've done this together for a long time. You can't come in here with 4 UFC fights and say we. I believe Mike is saying we because Mike, for the limited amount of time that he's been here, he really has made an impact. I'm hard on Michael Chandler, guys. I mess with Mike a lot about waiting for the McGregor fight and all this, but this dude has done a lot in a short period of time. He's only had 4 UFC fights, guys. He's only beaten Tony Ferguson and Dan Hooker. He's already now fought for the UFC championship, and he's fought on one of the biggest fight cards that they've had. He's already been in there with Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, and he's scheduled to fight Conor McGregor. So while he may not have had this time spent here, he really has made an impact. You got to respect that about Chandler. Regardless of what you think, he's an overly positive guy, right? He's very, it almost seems perfect when it comes to Chandler. But at the end of the day, Michael Chandler and the work that he's put on paper in a short period of time has to be respected. But for a guy like Dustin Poirier, who goes from 2011 to 2006, 17, 18, I was scratching and clawing, trying to really make my way. I remember, guys, I was supposed to fight in New Orleans against Ryan Bader, and the tickets were going on sale, and it went crazy, right? I ultimately ended up moving off the fight to fight for the championship. Dustin Poirier was the name guy from Louisiana, and it did not seem to resonate as much because he was so young. This was in 2015. He had already been in the UFC for almost 5 years. So I get his frustration. He had to crack, he had to scratch, he had to claw, he had to fight his way out of obscurity because he didn't come in as a highly touted prospect all the way to the superstar that he is today. So I can get how he would have frustration for a guy that did it so fast. But at the end of the day, still should be respected. But again, you want to fight him? It seems like it. Thought you said you might be ready to walk away from this thing, DP. It don't sound like you're a guy that wants to walk away from this thing. And honestly, if I was advising you, I would say don't. You've got far too much to give. You're still young. The one mistake fighters make when they walk away early, because Dustin would be walking away early, is you leave so many good years of competition out there that by the time you turn 40, 41, and you can't compete anymore, you still have that burning desire, but the skills now have eroded to the point that you can't get it back. So if you have that itch, you have to keep scratching it. But Dustin told Michael Chandler to sit down. But then Michael Chandler had a really good response. He goes, calm down, retire. Almost like it felt like Michael Chandler, honestly, put himself above Dustin. Like, nope, you're the old guy. We're done with you. I'm moving on to bigger and better. Now, Mike did talk about fighting Nate Diaz, which, it's different, right? Nate had that big win last weekend, so I guess his name is kind of resonating with people right now. So maybe call him. Nate has a massive following, but so does Dustin. The whole thing doesn't make all that much sense. It just doesn't. But Dustin's talking, which for me as a fan makes me happy. He's also talking about Conor McGregor. He said that Conor McGregor, a pinky toe should not warrant you pulling out of a fight. He then goes on to say Conor said some very nasty things during the buildup. Conor, things that he can't let go of. So if a fourth fight between them is on the table, that is something he would absolutely, he would have to think about. We both know that these two are tied so much together since 2014 that anytime you talk about Conor McGregor and his greatest rivals, Dustin Poirier will have to be in that conversation. But there are some things that happen over the course of that fight and that series of fights that I don't know bode well for Conor McGregor. Dustin Poirier found his swagger in those fights, fight 2 and 3 for sure. And when a guy like Dustin Poirier finds his swagger and finds his rhythm, finds his confidence, they're very difficult to deal with. So I don't really love, outside of how much of a big fight it would be, the chances that I would think McGregor has against Poirier right now, especially the Poirier of today. But Dustin said about Conor, he said that Conor McGregor is things. Conor McGregor said things where he crossed a line. things that you can't come back from. I want to whip his ass when I see the tweets of him going off. He's trying to bring that out of me. He wants me to fire back. I'm just like, no. Of course, I want to say something and try to set up a fight with him and I, but it is what it is. We have a lot of back and forth over the years. So if a fourth fight, so then the MMA junkie went on to ask, is a fourth fight possible? Dustin responded, I have no clue. I don't know. But even that, right? He didn't shut it down. He always was a little bit on the fence about whether or not he was walking away. But as we get away from the April fight, it seems more and more likely that the Diamond is going to come back. But that leads me to this question. If the Diamond comes back, did he really leave? Or did he really retire? Right? Or was it just a time to reset his mind? I think he should fight. And I think he should fight only the big fights. I think if the Nate Diaz fight is possible, make it happen. That was another guy Dustin spoke about. Dustin said that he's accepted so many fights with Nate Diaz. So no matter what Nate is saying, he's accepted fight after fight with Nate Diaz. There are 3 guys now that Dustin Poirier spoke about in a week. And Dustin Poirier also said, and those 3 guys are all massive fights, the types of fights that Poirier said he would come back for. So if you don't feel what I feel, and if you don't see this as I see it, you're looking at this thing with blinders. Dustin Poirier is fighting again. It's just a matter of when and who, and how excited he will be about the prospective opponent. That's it. He's fighting again, guys. He's fighting again. And all I had to see was him on Ariel's show one time. There are just too many bullets in the chamber, right? For him to walk away and go, I'm going to go live very well, a comfortable life in Lafayette, Louisiana. And the dude's a fighter. Dustin Poirier is a dog. And that's the truth. He's just a dog. He going to fight anybody. He going to fight him on the street too. I think if the McGregor opportunity presents itself, that's got to happen. Because the one thing you don't do to a man is disrespect family. DP felt disrespected in terms of his family when it comes to McGregor. So you're going to want to get that one back. Diaz, honestly, I think I'd like to see Diaz back in the UFC after his boxing fight. He still got something. He still has something left in the tank. I thought there was no way he would win that fight, and he did. And I might have said this last video. I never thought he would win this fight, but he did. So he's still proving things. Michael Venom Page tried to get some intel on Ian Garry. Why is that a story, if I'm being honest? Why is that a story? Is it illegal? He tried to cheat? There's honor in this shit now? You think there's honor? You think that if I'm actually with someone when I was fighting Jones or Stipe, and it's one of their teammates and they start to get a little loose and comfortable, I won't say, hey, man, what does this dude look like? It's not illegal. It's not illegal. Michael Venom Page might have went a step further by offering money, but shit, how do you get a broke mug to give up information? You offer them something they don't have, and that's money. I think the story in this, though, is what Shoot the Box is. And that is where Ian Garry should be happy that his loyalties lie within that team. Because while a teammate of his was offered money, and I can't imagine the guy has $10,000, because Ian Garry's not going up to Charles Oliveira. Page is not going up to Charles Oliveira and offering 10 grand for information. He's going up to some random Brazilian kid that lives there that doesn't have anything and offering him $10,000 for information. If that broke kid, or if that kid who has very little, that kid who may be poor says, no, my relationship and my teammate means more, that is where you lie your head on. And honestly, if I'm Ian Garry, I'm giving this kid a little money. Whoever that guy was that told him, hey, Michael Venom Page offered me this. I'm giving him some money. Maybe not 10 grand, but I'm giving him at least 5 because his loyalty should be applauded and it should benefit him some. Because if you don't take care of the guy that ultimately took care of you, maybe the next time somebody comes poking around, he won't be as much of a locked door in regards to your information. So it is what it is. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining me on this show on a Friday. I love doing these videos. These videos are fun, awesome. I feel like I'm talking directly to you, and I appreciate it. Until next time, guys, like, subscribe. Tell your friends that DC's got a YouTube channel, and they can tell their friends that DC's got a YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the notifications so you never have to miss anything. And I'll see you next week. Peace.